Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. So a little bit of a pump today, similar to what we saw here before, here and here when it reacted to that lower support area. I mean, I could now move that trend line a little bit down, but then we don't have that many touch points in the middle there, but still relevant. So it would indicate here that we never broke out of the wedge. Yeah, I mean, there are different ways of drawing it. I mean, yesterday it absolutely made sense to draw it like that, because then you have more touch points here and you have all of these nicely aligned. It broke out, it hovered below it, but now it seems to force us to move that trend line a bit. You still have 3 here, only 1 there, but then you have all these touch points, so it makes sense to be flexible on those trend lines. Seems like we never broke out, but it still could be the same count. Yeah, in the previous video we talked about maybe 5 waves down complete. Here possibly a B wave, which could still be the case. It's only at the moment a 3-wave move to the upside, so it could still just be a B wave. And we're now very quickly moving from support to resistance. At the moment my expectation would still be that some sort of a wave 1 finished up here, because you can just count that diagonal pattern as complete. Yeah. I mean, there are always different ways of counting these, but you have here possible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then maybe now the A wave down, the B wave up with the C wave to the downside coming would be in line with what Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing, where they're currently just also in a possible short trade setup. So it's going to be interesting. But I warned you, tomorrow Fed interest rate decision, so there will be a lot of volatility anyway in the markets. And yeah, based on that, we've never exited the wedge. So it could of course also be, and that would be mentioned that before, that there are different ways, unfortunately, of counting this. For example, you could say the wave 4 finished here as well, and then we only have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and this might be the 5 now. So yeah, that's sort of another possibility here at the moment that we could look at. But for now, I will remain with the view that I had before, that a wave 3 finished here, here the 4 in the support area, and that this is currently a wave 5 here to the upside. No, that wave 5 finished as well, and that we had a possible 5-wave move down in an A wave. This might just be a B wave. We come down and see. The reason is that B wave can do a lot of stuff like this. We can get overshooting B waves. We did have that. Then, however, it would need to be some kind of a 3-wave structure here, which you can also count, for example, a WXY pattern. That's possible as well. But we would need to, I would like to see what the price action does now next to be clearer about that. Certainly not really yet a solid trade setup, so didn't give you another entry point or anything. So at the moment, still waiting here for this wave 2, because things are still in the move. This story is still being written, which correct wave pattern it is and where exactly I have to set the next high probability, let's say trade setup area. At the moment, I don't see a clear setup other than we have a support area here, we have a resistance area here, and if you want to trade the range, you can certainly do that. But until then, things are at the moment in the making, because yesterday this looks pretty much like a 5-wave move down, and Ethereum, Bitcoin have done something similar. So I think the trend has temporarily shifted to the downside short term, but we're still in a larger uptrend. We need to understand that we are probably still in a larger uptrend, and therefore you get also corrective moves to the upside as this one. This one was quite strong though. Now, it could be related to Bitget, it could be related to tomorrow's obviously upcoming interest rate increase. However, irrational movements sometimes happen as well. So just a lot of volatility here. This could still be within the scope of a B wave. Is another count possible? Certainly. I mean, in diagonals, that's why I don't normally try to, give solid entry points or exit points in diagonals, because they can be, like a correction, hard to forecast. Yeah, you get these headwinds, you get up and down, like in this whole range here. And it's best to understand that in these ranges, same situation we had, not here, but with Bitcoin basically in December, where I said, if you are in a corrective structure or in a diagonal or in a range, you get headwinds, and then it's best to acknowledge that. Maybe just keep the position size smaller, or don't trade leverage, because you get these sudden pumps sometimes, you get sudden reactions to the downside and so on. So at the moment we still seem to be in such a corrective structure here. It could be a B wave at the moment. I'm going to observe that very closely for you, but the higher degree assumption, higher level assumption has not changed yet, especially as we haven't broken out of the wedge to the upside anyway. So no change basically with regards to the overall scenario here. And even if we break out here to the upside, I made you aware of a possible scenario, which was here this 1-2 setup, which is technically also still possible, that we had, one second, that we had this as wave 1, this as wave 2, and basically going higher from here. I mean, this is not dead. This is still possible. We only yesterday talked about it. The only reason why I took it off was because it seemed like we had broken out of the wedge down, and because we also broke, let me see, let me just think if I had that correct. I might need to double check that, but based on this, actually, okay, no, this would still be valid, because we only broke, we only reached the 61.8 FIB retracement to the downside. So, it's possible still as a setup 1-2, and that would also explain the 5-wave move down, because A, B, C. So I'm going to observe that very closely. I mean, if we now really rally and break out here above the wave 1 high at 39.8 cents, substantially, in 5 waves, because at the moment we only have 3. If I get a fifth wave, then we could reactivate this scenario as a 1-2 setup with a 3rd wave to the upside like that, And then this might just be the first wave of that 3rd wave. But all of that is currently speculation. Until we see 5 waves, I am not going to do this. Here again, to highlight, you could, if you want to, you could of course trade this pattern now. At the moment, we might have here a wave 1, 2, 3. Only 3 waves, as I said, so it could easily be an ABC. But this could also become, but it's not high probability, a 1, 2. Different possibility, but let's say 3, 4, 5. And we could say that against the 50% retracement, so against 38.4, you could focus on higher. So we've got a small, on a small time frame, a possible trade setup here where a wave 4 would need to hold support above 38.4 cents. You can trade the wave 5, but it's now getting difficult, because I would rather wait until we have the 5 waves to get clarity. This is not a high probability trade, but a possibility, So be aware of that. We've got this pattern still. I might put that onto the screen in the next video, depending on what happens now. A lot of uncertainty in this pattern at the moment, and you get all sorts of funny stuff in diagonals and in those corrective structures. So still be watching if the C wave is going to follow next, and a break below the A wave low at 36.5 cents would confirm that we are in the C wave, in my opinion. If we get 5 waves up, we might want to take another closer look at that 1-2 setup with a further very bullish outlook to the upside. Okay, that's my update about ADA. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.